Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Two Shores, One Story. I'm your host, Matthew, and today is June 21st, which means it is Father's Day in Japan. So if you are a father listening to this podcast, happy Father's Day. Hope you have or had a great day. Today, I did have a great day. I went to church, I went to the gym, I went back home, and I did a practice test on Boom Pro. I talked about this last week, I think, but Boom Pro is a shadow repetition system. You can get it on as an app or also online. Just create an account. You can use it for free to an extent, but then you have to pay. But it is a really, really good app for JLPT prep, because it's shadow repetition system, so you will learn what you don't know and you don't need to learn what you do know. But on top of that, they have practice tests. So they have 5 practice tests for each level, N5 to N1, and they're really great because after you can do review and you can go back to what you don't know, like grammar or vocab. So I wish I was sponsored, but unfortunately I'm not. But today I did a test. I did my second practice test before the JLPT, which is in 2 weeks. And I was really, really happy with my progress. So last time I took the test, I got like a 62% or 65% on the language knowledge section, which includes vocab, grammar, and reading. And I got like a 52% on the listening, which isn't that great. This time I got a 75% on the language knowledge section, and I got like a 55% on the listening section. I only got 1 point extra on listening, so I definitely need to work on my listening this week. But for reading, I was so surprised I only got 1 RON, which never happens. So I was quite pleased with myself. The vocab section, I did also pretty well on that. What actually didn't go well was my grammar section. There's 2 types of questions that I have trouble with. But the first one that I mainly have trouble with it's called narabikae. So you get like 4 blanks and you have to pick which vocab word or which vocab goes into each space, and then there's a star on one of them, and that's the answer that you have to pick, or whatever is in that line is what the answer is. And usually I can do it, but N1 is just so confusing. I was just astounded by how difficult those questions were. I might need to go over them with my tutor because it was crazy difficult. So I need to work on that more this week. And also the other one, the one after the narabikae, is basically you get like a written passage and you have to figure out like transition words or words that relate to the next sentence or the one before. So it's kind of contextual, and I have some trouble with that. So I need to work on that. For listening, I still need to work on question 3, which I think I mentioned last week. I still have trouble with that. I also have trouble with question 2, where you get the answer, but you just need to listen carefully, and I'm just having trouble with that. And then the last question, number 5, is a bit difficult because you get a whole conversation and you have to pick. They're talking about 4 choices, and they kind of talk about the pros and cons of each choice, and then they say like what one they want to choose, and you have to pick the right answer. So they might say like, oh, I want to do this, but I can't, or I want to do this and I don't want to do that. And based off that criteria, you have to pick the right answer. Then I have trouble with that because you not only have to you have to listen to everything, and if it's like the last question, right? And you've taken this test and it's 3 hours. You're so tired. It's difficult. But Yeah, usually I do okay, but this one was about business stuff, and I just like, I don't know what you're talking about. So that might be just that test particularly, but yeah, I need to, continue the momentum. I need to practice every day, got to study every day. But I have a really, really good feeling about this test. I I passed both times, right? And my grammar will go up. Hopefully, during the test, I will know the vocab because that's sometimes an issue. Is like they have the vocab, and it's none of the words you studied, and that sucks. And it could happen, but just gotta try. Yeah, but I don't want this episode to be about the JLPT, because that's what I'm doing every week as JLPT. That's really my focus right now. But I actually wanted to talk about something a little bit different, and that's karaoke. The reason why is because on Friday I went to an omikai with my school, with one of my schools, and after we went to karaoke, which is what I love to do. I love more than the drinking party itself. I like to go to karaoke. It's my favorite thing to do. One of my favorite hobbies is just to sing. And I really like to hear what my teachers sing because I get to learn more music. And I like the atmosphere if I go to a karaoke bar. So that's what we did. We went to one of my favorite karaoke bars in Takayama. And it was crazy. Something crazy happened. And I wanted to talk about it. So I was singing a song with one of my teachers, and the song is Diamond by Princess, or Puri Puri is a short name in Japanese. But what happened is I was singing with my teacher, who, by the way, she asked me what to sing, and I said I can sing the song with you. So it's just to preface that. So anyways, I'm singing, I'm getting into it. I love this song. I like to sing. I've sung it many times, and it's a great karaoke one because there's a little call and reply type thing where the chorus is like, ha, and then they go, ha. It's fun. It happens about 3 times in the chorus. It's really great. But anyways, I'm singing. And then I don't know what's going on, but this huge group comes in before this happens. And there's this one middle-aged lady, and she comes towards me and grabs my microphone and takes it away. And I'm just shocked, so I just give it to her. I've never had that happen ever in my time at karaoke. It was shocking. So I just I like to do the call and reply thing. That's the most important part for me. So I went to the center where she was, and I'm just working with both groups, my group and the big group, hey, say this. And then she gave the mic back to me, and we were singing. It was just so chaotic and such a weird experience. And later, this person was talking with the mic while someone was singing, which is not good. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But also, this person I don't know what they were doing, but this girl was singing this song, and the other girl, the middle-aged girl, came up to me, and the way she came to me was not great, and that there's an aisle where people can go through, and it's meant for that. But she goes across one of my teachers and gives me a mic to sing this song with this other girl. But I don't want to sing because it's not my song. I didn't choose it. I didn't agree with this person if I could sing it. So I wanted to talk about karaoke etiquette. I thought that would be a good episode. Mind you, this person was probably drunk, so they might have an excuse, but that does not happen in Japan. Usually it doesn't happen. That's so not okay, the karaoke realm. So I wanted to share my understanding of some karaoke etiquette. First, you should know that in Japan, some karaoke bars will have a point system, and it's included in the karaoke system. It's called DAM or DAM. And basically, after each song, you will get a point system out of 100. And it's like calculated by the way you sing. You'll see like bars. So if you hit the correct note, if you do vibrato, if you do kobushi, I don't know how to explain that, but there's things that you can do to get points. So that's why it's important to not talk with the mic if you're not singing. Don't use the microphone to talk because that could ruin someone else's points. And people like strive to get 90 or above. And at this particular bar, if you get like a 92 or maybe a 96, you get tequila for free. So it's really important that no one else ruins the score, like what happened to me. So I just wanted to preface that. So I want to start from the start. When you enter a bar, if there is enough seating and whatever, you will sit down. They'll give you the napkins so you can wash your hands. And then you will be given a tablet, which is where you can pick songs. So it'll be in Japanese, obviously, but you'll have an option to pick the artist. You'll have an option to pick the song itself. You can look at what songs were previously chosen. You can look at genres. There's many options. There's also a foreign language section, so you can pick English, Korean, other languages as well. So that is handy to know. And basically, if let's say you go with a group of 4, well, just any group, I think it's a good idea for everyone to pick a song and just to go in rotation. Maybe if you want to, you can pick 2 songs, but try not to hog the karaoke thing. This is okay, or it's harder to do at a bar because other people will also be requesting songs, but try to make sure that everyone has requested a song if they want to, because it's fun for everyone to sing, I think. So that's one thing that I would mention. So then you sing, and if you sing by yourself, that's good. Just sing the song. You can wait. You'll get the points, and some people will they'll get the points, but it takes a while for it to go to the next song. So what you can do is you can press cancel on the tablet to make it go faster, and that's kind of a nice thing to do if you want to, but you're not inclined to do that. And let's say you are singing with another person. Maybe if you're really conscious about the points, you can sing lines individually. So you can kind of baton pass between who's singing what. And so that way your voices won't interfere with the points. But if you don't care about that and you just want to have fun, you can kind of just sing with the other person or do whatever you want to. I think it's also good to mention that if other people are singing, it's good to listen to them. And what I mean by that, or you can, we were clapping, and I think that's encouraging for other people to hear. At least I like it when people are clapping or enjoying the song that I'm singing. But if you're just talking with your friends, that's good too. But if someone gets like a 96 or a really high thing, I think it's really good to say like, oh, good job, or like clap. I think that makes, at least for me, it makes me really happy to hear that. And I always like to say like, oh, like you were so good, because it's a nice thing to do. It's just fun. And maybe you can talk with them after if they are in a talking mood. What happens if your song's in queue, but you don't have a microphone? People can just ask like, oh, Maiku kudasai, or they'll just go up to the group that has a mic and say, hey, can I just grab your mic? totally okay. So don't worry about that because there's not enough mics for everybody. So they might ask. And if you notice that another group doesn't have a mic and they're about to sing, give them your mic. It's a nice thing to do. What else is a good thing to talk about for karaoke? I think that's like really like, well, yeah, don't talk during, I think I already mentioned that, but it's just such a bad thing to do. Like, it's happened a few times to me. Like, this is the second time with what happened that I saw that. Don't do that. Don't. Maybe another thing to mention is if you are let's say someone else is singing a song and you want to join them, it's good to just ask, or can I sing with you? Because sometimes they are okay with it, sometimes they're not okay with it. Like for me, I was not asked, but someone started singing a song with me, and it ended up being okay because I wasn't that great at that song, but it would have been nicer if they just asked, like, hey, can I sing this with you? I would have said yes. But for example, that the girl that was singing, she was doing so well. I did not want to ruin her point system. And that girl gave me a mic and I just pretended to sing, but I was not creating any volume whatsoever with my voice because it's just crazy. So, and I'm glad I didn't because she got like a 96. It was amazing and she did such a great job. So I did not want to ruin that. Not at all. Not at all. Another thing too is that I want to mention is karaoke here is a little bit different in that I don't think there's no pressure to be good. I think most people when they go to karaoke are drunk and they just want to have fun. They're not super hesitant. The way karaoke happens in Canada or America is you're in a bar and it's way more pressure. It's like High School Musical where you get called up to sing. But for this, they're in groups and they just have their song and you don't have to be good. Sometimes I'm not good, but I'm just having a great time. And if I get a 70, I'm happy with that. Some songs I'm good at, some songs I'm just trying for the first time, and it's okay. I need to keep that in mind too. So if you're at a karaoke bar and you just want to sing a song, just try it. Why not? You don't have to be good. Unless you want a tequila, then you have to get a 92 or above. Yeah. I think that is all the karaoke etiquette that I know. And I hope that you found this episode interesting. And if you go out to sing, please keep these rules or etiquette in mind so that you can have a great time while you're in Japan. Because karaoke is such a fun thing to do. And I didn't mention this, I forgot to mention this, but there's many different types of karaoke. There's actually two. There's not many types. There's two. There's karaoke that you can do in like individual rooms. So your group will only go, and so that's nice. So you won't have to deal with anyone stealing your mic that's not from your group, at least. And they're kind of fun too because they're sometimes themed. There's themed rooms. Like there's two karaoke companies that have individual rooms, like boxes. And one room that we like to go to is like an Egyptian room, and that's cool. And then the other one I went to, it was Winnie the Pooh theme, which is actually kind of scary, to be honest. But there's also like big companies, like Big Echo is one of them, and they're not themed per se, but they're all over Japan. And there's so many karaoke companies in Japan, it's kind of funny. Yeah. And they have their own separate rules. But the karaoke bars, I think at the start, I didn't really care about them, but I like them a lot more because you can interact with more people. It's a great way to meet people. Actually, one funny thing is I went to a karaoke place and there was these firefighters that came, and I was talking to one of them after I sang, and I found out that he's from the place that I live in currently, which is really cool. So I added him on Instagram, and that's awesome. And yeah, a lot of people, especially as an ALT, it's really cool just like to talk to people and ask them like, oh, what school did you go to? That kind of stuff. I like to do that. If you really want, if you can sing in Japanese, these are some crowd pleasers that I think are great for karaoke if you want to sing with other people. The first one is Shimanju no Uta by Begin. So Begin is an Okinawan band, and Shimanju no Uta is a very popular song to sing in karaoke. There's a lot of crowd work that you can do. So you'll sing and they'll sing a Korean word called, not Korean, Okinawan word called Iyasoso. So it's like Iyasoso. So there's that. Then there's also like little beats that they do like ooh, ooh, or something like that. Hey, like that. So it's a really, really, really fun song to sing. Another one is, I think, Diamond. Diamond's a really great song to sing because of that crowd work thing that I talked about previously. I think Morning Musume, any song by Morning Musume is a crowd pleaser, but particularly Renai Revolution 21 or Love Machine are their most popular songs, so they're great. Koi Suru Fortune Cookie, I think, is also a good one. That's AKB48. Are crowd pleasers. And if you aren't comfortable with singing in Japanese, I found out recently in May when my sister came to visit that September by Earth, Wind, and Fire is a crowd pleaser. It's a great song to sing. Everybody was dancing. It was a fun time. So I think those are pleasers. But also just experiment. You know, maybe some songs work for you, some songs don't. But really any song that you like and you have fun is a crowd pleaser. So there's that too. Anyways, I hope that was some fun information for you. Please let me know what your go-to karaoke song is if you have one. And maybe if you haven't figured that out yet, I implore you to try and then let me know because I would love to know. But until then, I have to go back to studying, so I will see you later.